fractions are a part of a whole. It is usually composed of two numbers, the numerator and the denominator. The denominator shows the number of equal divisions, and then the numerator shows the actual amount. For example, we have 3/4, so let's imagine a pie. I divided it equally into 4 parts, and then we shade 3 parts, so we shade this one, and we shade this one. So 3/4 would be this. It's not a whole pie, but a part of a whole. So this is 3/4. Now, when you add two fractions that have the same denominator, it would be simple. Like, so 2/6. So I divided this into 6, and then I will shade 2. So I shade this one, 1, 2. So this is 2/6. 1/6. So I'll just shade 1. So this is 1/6. So if we add this, so I will shade this first in here. So that would be here, 1 and 2. And then I'll add 1/6. So I'll just shade this one. So 2/6 plus 1/6 will be 3/6. So you just copy the denominator and you add the numerator. But when you add fractions that have different denominators, it's complicated, because let's say 1/3. Let's say we'll show 1/3. This is 1/3. 1/4 would be this. So if you will notice, they don't have the same amount of slice. This is slightly bigger than this one, so you cannot add them directly. So what we need to do is we use equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions are fractions that have the same value but different numbers. So to get equivalent fractions, we multiply both the numerator and the denominator with the same number. For example, we have 1/3. So I will shade the 1/3. This is 1/3. Now, to get an equivalent fraction, let's say we multiply 1/3 both numbers by the same number. So for example, we multiply it both by 2. So this will become 1 times 2 is 2, 3 times 2 is 6. Now, if this is I divided this one into 6, and if I shade 2, 1, 2, they have the same shape approximately. I mean, my drawing is not so good, but they would have the same value. Although this is 1/3, this is 2/6. So they have different numbers, but they have the same value. Let's say 1/3, we multiply both numbers by 3. So 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So I have divided this into 9 equal divisions, and I will shade 3. So this is 1, 2, 3. So they will still have the same value. So these 3 have the same value, but this is 3/9. Again, it has a different number but the same value. Or for example, we have 1/3. Multiply both numbers by 4. This will be 1 times 4 is 4. 3 times 4 is 12. Now I've divided this into 12, and then if I shade 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, they all have the same value but different numbers. So these are equivalent fractions. Now, so 1/3, we can write 1/3 as 2, 6, 3, 9, or 4/6. How about 1/4? Let's say 1/4. I don't have I don't need to draw probably. So if you multiply 2 on both numbers, so 1 times 2 is 2, 4 times 2 is 8. So 1/4 and 2/8 are the same fractions. If we multiply 1/4 by 3, so 1/4 both sides by 3, this will be 3/12. So 3/12. Sorry, this is 12. Yeah, so 3/9, 4/12. So 12 divisions. Now, if we multiply 1/4 by 4, so 4/16. 4/16. So 1/4 can either be 2, 8, 3 12s, and 4 16. They have the same value. Now we have to find. So these are the equivalent fractions of 1/3. These are the equivalent fractions of 1/4. We need to find the fraction that have the same denominator. In here we have 3/12. Here we have 4/12. So we can use this fraction to add because they have the same denominator. So your 1/3, this 1/3 now becomes 4/12. 4/12. And your 1/4 can be rewritten as 3/12. 3/12. Now 1/3 becomes 4/12, 1/4 becomes 3/12. Since they have the same denominator, we can add 4 plus 3 is 7/12. The process that I showed you earlier to add fractions with different denominators is very tedious, but good news, we have a shortcut. So for example, we want to add 5/12 and then 3/8. So they have different fractions, different denominators. Now we want to find equivalent fractions for both of these that will have the same denominator. Now to find the number of the same denominator, there's a method called the sieve. S-I-E-V-E. So to get the same denominator of these two fractions, we first write both denominators, 12 and then 8. Then think of a number that can be divided into 12 into 8. Let's say they're both even, so we can use 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Now, we'll still continue if we have a number that can be divided to both. So they are still both even, so that can be divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then 3 and 2, there's no more number that you can divide to them, so that we can stop at this point. And then all the numbers outside this line, this L, you have to multiply. So if you multiply all of these, 2 times 2 is 4, times 3 is 12, times 2 is 24. So this means that this number is the number that is a common denominator of these two fractions. So this 5/12, you want to make it have a denominator of 24. So if with the definition of equivalent fractions, you have to multiply both numbers by the same number. So 12 to become 24, you multiplied it by 2 to become 24. So you have to multiply this also by 2. 5 times 2 is 10. So now this 10 over 24 is equivalent to 5 over 12. Now we use 3 over 8. So I'll write this 3 over 8. So you want this 8 to have a denominator also of 24. So what is the number to multiply to 8 to become 24? We can reverse it. 24 divided by 8 is 3. So 8 times 3 is 24. So you have to multiply this also by 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Now 5 over 12 becomes 10 over 24. So we rewrite 5 over 12 to become 10 over 24. And then the 3/8 has become 9 over 24. This is the equivalent fraction, 9 over 24. Now, so 10 plus 9 is 19 over 24. You can now add easily because they have the same denominator. Now, it's still a bit long in terms of computation, so we can now shorten the writing. So we have to use the sheave to get the common denominator. Now we can now rewrite this one like 5 over 12 plus 3 over 8. So you want them to have a denominator of 24. Now, so 5 over 12, you want it to become something over 24. So this is 12 to become 24 times 2. Or easier, you have to divide 24 divided by 12 is 2. Now that is the factor that you need to use to both 12 and 5. So 12 times 2 is 24. So 5 times 2 is 10. Now the shortcut is 24 divided by 12 is 2. Whatever the number you multiply to the numerator, 5 becomes 10. So we do it in here as well. 24 divided by 8 is 3. So you have the factor of 3. You multiply it with the numerator. So 3 times 3 is 9. Then you can add 10 plus 9 is 19 over 24. Now you can still shorten it further by using, instead of 2 24s, you just use 1. So I will rewrite again the question, 5 over 12 plus 3 over 8. So instead of writing 2 times of 24, you just use 1. Now the shortcut is you divide 24 divided by 12 is 2 times 5 becomes 10. And then 24 divided by 8 is 3 times 3 is 9. So if you add 10 plus 9 is 19 over 24. So that is this is the shortcut of adding. This is the shortcut of adding fractions with different denominators. You still have to do the sheave to get the common denominator, but once you get the common denominator, you use this computation, shortcut computation, to get the answer. In subtraction, it is the same. So if you have like 5 over 12 minus 3 over 8, so you have to use the math sheave to get the common denominator. You would still get 24. You still do this computation, 24 divided by 12 is 2 times 5 is 10. 24 divided by 8 is 3 times 3 is 9. But instead of addition, this is subtraction, so this becomes subtraction. 10 minus 9 is 1 over 24. So this is the shortcut of adding and subtracting fractions with different denominators.